What's going on, Internet? Brandon here from the Nerd. Oh, wait, I did that intro wrong. We'll just keep going. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Nerdlocker podcast. My name's Brandon.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Chase, if I have to be.
Yeah, sorry, I was pretending I was doing a solo video there.
No, we felt like if we brought it all down and made it all bad, you wouldn't stick out so bad.
Yeah, but I have a knack for being the worst. I guess I'm gonna let you guys get into this. I'm too mad to even talk about this shit. But
So, did anything happen this weekend?
Sony and Marvel are being jerks, and they've killed Spider-Man.
He's dead in the water, like a bug on a windshield.
Which is weird, because wasn't there all that news that if Superman Far From Home earned $1 billion, then cool, they get to make another one?
Well, that was if Superman Far From Home did, and it didn't, thank God. But Spider-Man Far From Home did.
That's what I mean. See, I'm thinking Cleveland again. Great things from Cleveland. But Spider-Man Far From Home, if that made $1 billion, weren't they just like automatically cool? We make the next one.
It just sounds like Disney is being greedy as hell.
Dude, fuck that. Like, Sony's getting 95% of the movie.
But you got to take into consideration that I'm pretty sure Disney's getting all the merchandising.
They are, but they're also putting all the money up.
Yeah. This is like you being pissed about, like, getting, like, hey, you got an A on the group project, but we want you to, give a little our way. And Sony's like, nah, dude, fuck that. And it's like, Sony, you sat on the couch. You just thought of the name. And they're like, yeah, but it was a good name. Give me all the money.
You just paid for the usage in the 80s when Marvel was desperate. Good for you.
I will say there's not a single person outside of Sony that doesn't want Spider-Man going back to Marvel and Disney. They are the only people that think they should have it.
I hope that this is something that the fans can help change. I really do. And I think this is going to kind of show you that, like, do fans have a saying in stuff? Or I feel like this is going to be one of those definitive things where it's like, do fans have say in, what they think and what they want? Or are we just ultimately,
I don't think Disney's done yet. I don't know if you followed the whole merger thing they did with 20th Century, but they both walked away from the table several times. Yeah, and it ended up working out. So I do think the money will speak for itself.
And I definitely think this is negotiation, but I think Sony overplayed their hand thinking how important they are. And I think they will see a little bit of the fan service and be like, okay, wow, we thought we were cooler than that, and we're not.
Yeah, can we just say,
fucking not,
kind of off topic, but on topic, how shitty the Spider-Man movies were from Sony and how garbage the Venom movie was?
Venom was a pile of dog shit. I hated every minute of it.
Thank you.
And I couldn't finish it. I literally could not finish it.
I think I went with Chase, right? We went to go see that as a press screening, and I walked out like befuddled because one, it sucked, and two, there were people in the crowd that genuinely were like, "Oh man, that was fun." I'm like, "No, it wasn't. It sucks." And I knew people were going to go see it, and now it made enough money to give a sequel, but not enough people liked it. You know what I mean? Like it's reviewed poorly. It's not something people are like rallying behind. It was just something everybody went and saw.
There are people who like it, and I don't understand them.
Well, there are people that when this came out and people were raging against Sony, they're like, "Oh, the Sam Raimi's are my favorite," and I'm not necessarily knocking Sam Raimi because I thought his movies were fine when they came out, but now seeing what they've done at Marvel, it's like, whoa. No, and Sam Raimi did make 3, which was not good at all.
Holy shit. Venom has an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are you kidding me?
Are you out of your fucking mind? I bet there is a direct correlation between people who say Venom is a good movie and Trump supporters.
There's got to be some correlation between people who hate Marvel, who just want to shit on Marvel.
they're like, there's got to be like all the Proud Boys got together and went and saw Venom a bunch.
It's got a
like, let's tell people
6.7
how
on
fun this movie
IMDb.
is.
That's not that bad.
Venom was that
like
terrible.
To even
You guys are
like to extend an olive branch and to say that it wasn't terrible. There's just simply nothing memorable about it. Not a single fucking thing. Like, they managed to make Tom Hardy, who I believe is one of the best actors working today, they turned him into a fucking joke.
I can agree with you on that. He was a joke that whole movie, and I love Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is fucking. He's an incredible actor. He's been in some just amazing movies. He always gives incredible performances, and he was. It was. We both left that movie being like, "Wow, how do you take one of the best, rising kind of action stars, this a wonderful actor with range and just he's amazing, and you reduce him to whatever the fuck you had Eddie Brock."
Do you remember
that movie?
So was there ever a point watching Spider-Man 3 where you thought Topher Grace will be the best Venom ever?
Oh.
I'm going to be honest with you. I thought, like, I would still say Topher Grace was a absolutely terrible Venom, but it's like Tom Hardy's Venom was bad on a whole different level. Like,
do you remember the part of the story when Venom tells Brock that he wanted to destroy the planet, but that he's not going to because he suddenly likes people? Like, it's just
out of nowhere.
Like, what happened? They don't ever explain what happened.
No, he's just like, hey, I know what I said, and I'm sorry. So now I'm not gonna. I've changed my mind. It's fucking very weird. It's such a terrible, fucking awful movie.
I'm looking at reviews right now on the user reviews on IMDb. It's unreal. Very, very fun movie. Do yourself a favor, ignore the critics. Loved it. Incredible Tom Hardy performance. Oh, good God. What is wrong with people?
So maybe Sony's making a good decision? Okay, so Jim, you mentioned... Well, maybe fucking Morbius will bomb like it should, and that'll do something. Oh, watch, that movie will probably end up being... This is going to blow up in our fucking face. God damn it. Oh, I'm so fucking mad.
What I'm seeing sort of like a trend in these reviews is that people are just bitter against critics. Almost every one of them. Ignore the critics. The critics don't know what they're talking about. That's all it seems like they're doing. They have a problem with critics.
So it sounds like Trump supporters with fake news.
Yeah.
But
that's part of the problem is Marvel, Disney, made us care about Spider-Man again and love it. And I think Sony's like, yay, we can follow this formula. And it's like, you dumbasses, you can't mention anything that has happened in the Marvel universe. You get Tom Holland, cool, and you get the characters that surrounded him in the movies, but you can't talk about anything that happened in Avengers, all that fun stuff that you've built up to. So what the hell are you going to talk about? What's your story?
Can you remember anything significant about the villain in Venom?
Other than it was just another symbiote.
No, like not even that. It was the rich guy before he gets infected or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah, by the symbiote. But yeah, it's the same. It was so fucking bad.
I remember talking about it, and we came up with he was a rich dude who could be a dick, so he chose to be a dick.
So he was. Yeah, that was it. That was his whole motivation. It was like, I'm rich, I could be an asshole, so I will. The end. Now, Jimmy, you mentioned something about all the things that they would not be able to reference
Yeah.
if they did a Spider-Man movie. What were some of the ones you saw?
It was like they can't mention Tony Stark and Tony Stark's relevance, like the suit he gave him, the whole quote unquote father son thing they had going on. They can't reference any of that. They can't. They can obviously talk about Vulture, and they can talk about Mysterio, but they can't talk about like Vulture in reference to stealing Tony Stark's tech.
And you also can't talk about Mysterio because Mysterio tried to steal Tony Stark's tech.
You can't talk exactly.
If this stands and they don't work something out, I'd be willing to bet money that they try to get Andrew Garfield back.
Really? You think they would just? You think they
It
would just,
wouldn't, like, it sounds stupid, but you gotta remember this is Sony. They
But
would
that's the hard
fucking
part.
do it.
They'd have to break the contract with Tom Holland, which would be hilarious because then they look even bigger dicks.
Now, would they be able to have Peter Parker in the Avengers movies?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Would they be able to have Peter Parker in the Avengers movies as Peter Parker?
I don't think so.
What about Night Monkey?
That's funny because I saw a reference to that.
Yeah. People are trying to get a Night Monkey movie made.
That would be awesome.
I'd be cool with it.
I think I don't see why you can't do that because that is definitely an Avengers.
Or what about with Fantastic Four being brought in? You just have him as the bombastic bagman.
I definitely think there are more ways for Marvel to get around this than there are Sony.
What do you do with it? Like you said, that's why I brought up Garfield, because of everything Jim listed. What they can't do shit with him other than it's Tom Holland.
Well,
Like,
that's
it.
what Brandon referenced earlier, that it's almost like they'd have to reboot it.
We gotta watch Uncle Ben die again? Like, what the fuck?
Probably because Sony does it every time. How would you like to be the director? Like, hey, you're on the next Spider-Man. You get Tom Holland, but we can't do any of these other things. Like,
it would be like, it would be the most impossible fucking story to tell. Yeah. And Chase, because you're not a comic book reader, I'm just sending you a quick link to who the bombastic bagman is. It is when Peter loses his costume and just grabs Johnny Storms and a paper bag over his head and swings back to his apartment or wherever he was living. But that's
I'm looking
joke
him
to that one.
Maybe we could finally get that maximum clonage storyline I've been dying for.
Oh my God, people are about this shit. Maximum Carnage is going on right now in the comics. There's this whole fucking thing to just like revisit the 90s, and it's kind of weird.
I think so too, because I lived it, and Spider-Man in the 90s comic book sucked. Oh my God, with the clones and just so stupid.
It wasn't great, but I mean, if you, like I said, if you're reading or if you're reading Marvel right now, that is one of the things going on, one of the major story. Chase.
On the flip side, I really did like
machine away.
Spider.
Sorry, I was thinking of Sony, and it came out.
Yeah, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's been some cool stuff here and there, but I just like the big thing now is the symbiotes, and that's what scares me about this movie. Maybe people did love it, and maybe that's going to be the reason we don't get another Spider-Man movie we like for the longest time. Like, I just don't. I wish people would understand. Like, if you didn't see Venom and if you didn't support Venom, you'd have a better chance of seeing it done correctly when Marvel takes over.
Well, and that's where Marvel. I think they had a good plan with 20th Century Fox in not promoting X-Men and not promoting Fantastic Four, and that eventually led them to buyout. But Sony, they made some great Spider-Man movies, and it's like, yay, now he's popular again, so Sony's not likely to give him up.
Do you think that maybe that's why there was nothing to do with Spider-Man in Phase 4? Like, they knew ahead of time, like, this shit's gonna fall apart?
Well, I just think you weren't. I think you were going to give everyone a break with Phase 4. To be honest, like, he's been a lot. Like he's been really prominent and everything else. And I think they were trying to think of either new movies or characters that they can do more with. And I think you needed to give some time between Far From Home and whatever they had planned next.
You might be onto something though, dude. That they just didn't know yet, and
so they dropped it.
So they're just like, well, we'll wait and see. I mean, they didn't announce every single thing that was going to happen. Like, there's no reference to Hulk, and maybe Hulk will show up somewhere. And just other entities that they might do something with. They maybe just didn't know at the time.
You know what the next movie will be called?
Sony regret what?
Broken Home.
Homeless.
Top Gun 2.
How about Homeless? Yeah.
Nice. Homeless. I don't see this as a good thing in any way whatsoever, and I can't believe that. I mean, I don't know if it's like Sony's taking their ball or going home, or if they literally think like, guys, we're gonna fucking crush it now.
Well, I did see a lot of the language in the articles seems to be pointing out they don't want Kevin Feige as the producer. And that seems like a very petty thing, and I don't know if that's just the media trying to pick up on one thing to get people angry about. I don't know, but I'm like, that seems like a weird thing to risk this whole deal for.
Yeah.
You know, I was curious about something, so I just looked it up. Do you think this could in any way affect Tom Holland's decision to stick around for Uncharted? Being that Uncharted is through Sony? Like, do you think this could make him bitter?
I mean, it could. He says he would play Spider-Man until he couldn't anymore. And I was ready for at least another, 10 years of Tom Holland as
Like all the other superheroes, I want to see an old man Spider-Man.
I just want to see him grow up, and I want to see him like move to that role. And it just sucks that like we fucking had it right there, and now we have a chance of it never, ever, ever coming to fruition.
I will say though, I'm with Chase. I think this is early development. There was definitely a lot of give and take, and right or wrong, Disney is huge behemoth right now, and they might be just testing their mettle and seeing what they can get out of this deal, because it's a crap deal for them, but it's one they had to make in the beginning, especially as they tried to rush Spider-Man into Civil War. But I can't fathom, and maybe I'm just too naive, I just can't fathom that at the end of the day these two big corporations can't get together and say, hey, yeah, we're cool with somehow carving up $1 billion so that we can make another.
Because you're gonna make
movie.
it. You're gonna make it with this. You're gonna make that money.
Yeah.
So here's my next question to go into that, being that you would make that money with a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. What do you think the reaction and the outcome would be if they get it back and they do a whole new Spider-Man movie that has nothing to do with the Marvel Universe? Do you think it's still going to be seen and make $1 billion and warrant a sequel, or do you think people are going to be so pissed?
I think it's going to go back to the numbers that they used to do when it was at Sony.
Yep. Worldwide, 500 million, something like that. And the first one will probably do pretty good. And then they'll be like, oh, see, we did amazing. And they'll make a sequel, and people will be like, no, we only saw the first one to see what you could do, and you suck, so we're not going to go see the next one.
And meanwhile, it'll be 10 years, and he'll be such a distant thought in the Marvel universe that it'll be impossible to bring him back.
Well, that'd be hilarious, because then maybe we will get the maximum clonage storyline in the Marvel universe to explain where the hell he's been for the last 10 years.
That's a
now,
as well.
When Sony owns Spider-Man, that's any iteration of that character, right?
Of what?
Is that any iteration of that character? Like, could they do Miles in the Marvelverse?
No, Sony's already made that movie with Into the Spider-Verse.
I mean, Miles is referenced in Homecoming because Donald Glover is the Prowler, and he says, "Oh my, I got a nephew that lives, in this neighborhood," and that's Miles. So it is referenced, and I'm sure that was something they'd be looking at down the line, because that'd be another easy one. You let Sony keep making all these Into the Spider-Verse movies, building up Miles. I mean, Miles is already popular, but you keep building him up, and then once you have an older Peter Parker, you introduce a younger Miles Morales, and then it continues on.
Do you think Into the Spider-Verse could be part of Sony's hubris? They think, well, we did so well with that, then fuck Marvel.
For sure.
So they got big heads right now, and it's gonna. They're gonna. Yeah.
I hate them.
Yeah, but I think that's what we're gonna see. Is there's on Marvel's side, like Sony can't mention all these things that happened in Avengers and Endgame and Infinity War in regards to Spider-Man. But on the flip side, Marvel can't reference anything to do with Spider-Man. I know it's a smaller footprint, but we won't see anything with Vulture. We won't see anything with...
You won't see anything that happens at the end of Far From Home?
Yeah, Mysterio, we won't see any of that stuff. So
it's just done. It's just the dead chapter. Everyone knows he's Spider-Man, and they can't... Everyone knows he's Spider-Man, and they can't address it.
And that's what sucks, is that you won't get to see any of that put to bed or any answers from the end stingers of Far From Home. None of it. It's like, awesome, what happened?
Like, he's just gone now.
Yeah, he still got snapped.
Like usual, the fans get fucked over.
So, yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. This could definitively prove whether they give a shit about what the fans want.
Yeah, I agree. And then
I don't think they do.
I don't think so either. But it might be in a situation in 10 years they realize we suck at this game, and Marvel finally gets to wholly buy out Spider-Man. But then we still suffer.
Yeah, we still lose what we had going on.
Yeah.
How much do you think it would cost to buy just that character?
A lot. I honestly don't know.
We want all the characters. Like, I'm not going to be happy till I see Venom done properly. You know?
You mean just when you buy Spider-Man, you get all his characters, right? Chase?
Well, just if Disney could purchase them too, like they did 20th Century, like, hey, well, I'll give you $2 billion. I want Spider-Man and any associated characters.
Ironically, they have prices in that Star Wars was 4-point-something billion, and everything that Fox had was what, 40 billion. I don't remember what they ended up on that.
That's my point. Like with Star Wars, they made their money back within 2 years, I think.
Yeah. It was a smaller catalog, though, because Fox, that was TV shows, that was their whole catalog of movies. And I know it wasn't just Star Wars, it was all of Lucasfilm, but...
I know, but you look at Far From Home, that made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you make 2 movies with Spider-Man in it, you pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know what it was.
I mean, that's on the assumption that they would pay $2 billion. But...
And the irony, again, is that they're the ones that raised the price on it, because if they were going off of the Garfield stuff, the market value would not be nearly as high.
Guys, I'm so mad about this.
Yeah, that's... Sorry.
Should we start a support group?
Sorry, buddy.
I don't know, man. I'm just mad.
Tell us how mad you are, Brandon.
I've been pissed about this for... What was this? Was this yesterday? I feel like I've been mad for a week.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
Carly's like, man, he started talking in his sleep and he's pissed.
I'm so irritated. Like, it's fucking bullshit.
Well, this isn't going to make you feel better, but Sony did do a good thing this week. They announced the new Bond title.
Is that a Sony movie?
MGM and Sony, yeah.
I don't even want to fucking see it anymore, and I love Daniel Craig.
Yeah, but there's a talk of passing it off to that one woman. That sounds like garbage. And I don't mean passing off to a woman. In particular, how they're doing it and the person they're choosing. It just...
Thank you, because I thought you all of a sudden became a Trump supporter again. I'm like, what, Chase?
No. I have no problem with it being a woman. I don't understand the casting choice and the way that they're... I don't know. Maybe it'll all make sense when the movie comes out, so... But as of right now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah, you know why? Because nothing they're doing makes sense right now. It's fucking a bunch of hoopla bullshit.
And you know what? I'll admit I was very gung ho about Idris Elba taking over. I think he would nail it as James Bond. I
I
mean,
would love to see that. I would love to see that. But I would say I don't want to see that and sacrifice Daniel Craig one last time.
Daniel
But I
Craig's
still would
fucking
like to.
great. I was really excited for this movie. I didn't give a shit what gender 007 is. I just don't want to fucking see it now because they have destroyed everything we worked for with Marvel.
Do you remember the happiness you felt with Civil War?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the opposite of how I feel right now.
I was just curious.
It's like the exact opposite of how I feel.
God damn it!
I'm so pouty and shitty about it.
Who do you hate more, Warner Brothers making comic book movies or Sony making comic book movies?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh
Fuck,
god!
man. You're both just so equally bad. Apparently Shazam was fun, so maybe fucking Sony just because Shazam was fun. Oh, but man, those Spider-Man movies have been fucking horrible.
Well, they have Spider-Verse. That was awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. I'm just so mad about this bullshit. Like, you could have a cool animated Spider Universe existing on its own, not getting in anybody's fucking business, and you fuckers had to go and do this.
You know why Spider Verse was so good is because they left it alone. They backed the fuck off. Let the people make the movie they wanted to make. They're not going to do that with these, just like they didn't before.
Nope.
Yeah,
They're going to
I think
manipulate and have their fingers in the whole thing.
I think they honestly thought that the cartoon animation was just stupid kid stuff and whatever, and that's why they did let them leave it alone. I think you're right, Chase.
Bunch of fools.
Fools.
Fucking hate it. Well, is there
good.
anything else you guys want to talk about, or any more venting you want to do?
Another dumb, nerdy decision. Do you hear they're making another Matrix?
I give a fuck less. That's my personal opinion. I don't really care about it.
Wow.
I thought everybody died at the end of the Matrix too, so I don't know, whatever.
I think Brandon's in a mood that I could bring up, like fucking It 2, and you're like, fuck It 2.
No, I'm so excited for It 2. I'm just pissed we probably won't get a press screening for it.
God damn it! I know that sucks. I feel like we would have gotten it by now.
Everything sucks.
Wait, you guys didn't see it yet?
It 2? No.
Oh, my bad. I thought everybody got his press screening today.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I would. Oh, don't even play that game.
Let's just say they replaced the spider, so we don't have a stupid spider at the end this time. It was good.
Chase.
I dig it.
I'm so used to yelling at Chase. I just yell. Jim, don't play games.
All right. It's cool.
I don't know. What else did you want to talk about? The Matrix, cool. Neo's back. Hooray. Everyone's a computer. Or not a computer. Who fucking knows? Watch the
My
Matrix.
thing is, I can understand Neo coming back because he's the one or whatever, but how does Trinity come back?
They're all a computer.
Yep. Reboot, dude.
Everything's in the computer.
Only one of the duo, and I'm not trying to be a dick, brother, sister. Only one of the sisters is coming back and directing and writing. That's kind of surprising.
Aren't they both writing though?
No, I don't know the difference. Lana is the only one that's back. The other one is not.
I read that they were
not listed, at least.
Maybe you don't know how to read.
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I read, dude.
Hold on. So they go from the Wachowski brothers to the Wachowskis to now the Wachowski sisters.
Yes.
That is pretty fucking cool, man. Whatever. You guys live your best lives. I'm fucking about it.
I would be, honestly, and then not kidding, that would be great if it was just a huge LBGTQ movie and that we could just throw it into the Trump supporters' face and be like, "Look, fuck you. Look what we have."
Matrix
Because it's
4.
awesome. Yes.
Everyone. Yeah.
Enter
Okay.
the Pride Parade.
Actually, I'll be fine with that. But I fucking don't. I don't know.
It'll bring us down.
I think like they're. I hope if they're gonna do it, it's like a legitimate story, and they're not just riding the Keanu wave.
Yeah, that you know what? Shit, I never thought about that. That would suck.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm pissed about Spider-Man.
God, man. It's a buzzkill. We're having such a good conversation.
Oh yeah, just a fucking thrilling one about how happy we are about Sony ruining our goddamn days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really upset about this one, guys. Anything else you want to bitch about? Talk about?
Alien Covenant still sucks. Prometheus still
sucks. Shut up. Those movies are great.
Exactly.
God damn it, Kate.
Exactly.
You'll lose fire. I guess I want me to wrap it up here.
Sure. Put us out of our misery, sir.
Guys, thank you for listening to our 30-minute vent session. I'll try to be in a better mood for the next one. Until next time, don't forget to check us out on all forms of social media. Subscribe to the podcast. Go to nerdlocker.com. Go to our LinkedIn, our Facebook page. We have a live journal. Our MySpace page, our live journal, our GeoCities website, all that shit. And until next time, you guys have a nerdy week.